Welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, episode number 25. This one I'm viewing the 65th episode of the anime, Overhaul, and the 247th chapter manga. Speak! What are your goals? Yep, that is pretty much the title. It's pretty much the title of it. Now, the thing with this episode is this. This is adapted from, partially, a little bit of chapter 124 and pretty much the entirety of chapter like 125 and 126. Yeah, nothing is cut of these two chapters. Nope, nothing. Nothing is pretty much cut out. Mostly they just add some stuff here and there. Well, let's talk about the episode itself. Episode starts off with Deku calling up Gran Torino, asking about an intern, a work study. He's like, nah, I'm busy. Call Sir Night-Eye. Okay. So he goes to talk to All Might about this. Of course, before he goes to All Might, they have a class where you see, a lot of the characters, and with the exception of Bakudo, Shudo, Menta, the electric guy, I don't remember his name, the Harden guy, with the exception of those guys, and Deku, everybody else, pretty much the rest of the class, this is all pretty much a cameo. There's a reference to Momo in this episode, but that's pretty much it. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much the way it is when it comes to this particular episode. Yep, it's like all the rest of the characters, yeah, they're basically reduced to a freaking cameo. Yep. Eraserhead's in this episode for this one scene, and that's the last you see of him. Yep, after this, Deku talks all my ass talking to Night-Eye. Yep. Now, we'll talk about the phone overhaul in a minute. I want to talk about this portion. There's two different plots with this episode. This is one of the plots. Okay? So, he hasn't going to beat Sir Night-Eye, and he says no. He says for three reasons. One, he opposed the work study. Most of his dialogue is mostly the same presented in the manga with some slight alterations. This is the dub, mind you. The fact that, well, he opposed it, things go too soon, and of course, well, his personal feelings toward Sir Night-Eye. It's not a good time for him. But he's like, okay, I know somebody who can help you, who basically introduce you to him. So, enter the guy. What's his name here? Man, look up him. It's he's the leader of the big three. Naroki, I think his name is. Let me look him up on here. His name is because he works for Night. He's one of his work study people. Minro, yeah, Minro. Yeah, the way that now they actually this is an addition. This is actually not from the manga. This is complete and original. With him and his two members, the big three, the the blue hair girl who looks like a slightly older version of Otaku, and the guy who's shy. Yeah, now it's over a loudspeaker. Have him go see All Might. In the manga, he just randomly is in his office. We cut directly to his office. Now this particular edition makes absolutely perfect sense to do because we have loudspeakers. The school has a loudspeaker, use it. So it's okay, Minnow, please report the All Might immediately. Okay, cool. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna see All Might. Yep. And of course, well, they pretty much ask him to introduce him to Sir Night-Eye, which he agrees with providing the reason why he wants to become a hero. Basically, this whole speech Deku has, of how he wants to make people smile and protect people and don't want to lose. Yeah, that is now his speech is completely true to the manga. No change here, which I'm so happy with that. And then of course, okay, I'll introduce you to him, but that's all I can do. It won't. As for if he'll take you on under his work study, it's up to him. And they go see him in his big, huge building. And of course, they walk in, and of course, he mentions that Sir Night-Eye loves humor. Yep, despite his being very strict in public, which Minor agrees. Yeah, that's completely true. That they go and of course they walk up some stairs, which I love the animation in this particular thing, which is kind of similar to what they used in another film I watched, where it's kind of like similar to what you see a PS1 game. It's a very similar thing, like a great effect. I love it. And then you see Sir Night Eye. He's in his office getting a report of, I'll talk about it in a minute. He says, "You didn't make me laugh." So, Bubble Girl, yeah, this is the second appearance of the series. She gets punished. What's her punishment? Being strapped to a tickle machine. Yeah, and then Deku basically is the one who opens the door he's like, what the heck is this? He's like, oh, that's Bubble Girl, one of his psychics. And of course, well, I gotta make him laugh. So he tries to impersonate All Might while introducing himself, and he thinks, how dare you insult All Might? And that's where that portion of the episode ends. Yeah, so hilarious. The fact that he think that impersonating All Might will make him laugh, but that's just being insulted with. That's Deku's portion of the episode. Now to talk about the villains. Oh boy. We have technically the third appearance of the main villain of this particular arc, Overhaul. Yeah, this is what he looks like. Yeah, what's true to how he presented the manga. Yeah, how he presented the manga is like there's no change to his character at all. Like, pretty much a lot of his dialogue is mostly the same. Now, apparently he is. Now, the way they describe him, like a lot of his backstory, like apparently he's one of the younger guys who took over after, let's just say, like a lot of the older ones basically were taken out in prison by All Might and a bunch of superheroes. Yep. And there's a reference to All For One. All For One makes a cameo in this episode. Yep, which I think that's anime original because I don't think he appeared in this particular portion of the manga. No, I don't think he did. So they talk for a while, and of course they mention his prison is a freaking Tartarus of all places. Yep. And he asks like, what's your goal? It's like the eradication of superheroes. Like, okay, how you gonna accomplish that? Which is a very good point. He makes a lot of good points in this episode. Like, how is he gonna accomplish this? When is it gonna happen? He's like, okay, you have a goal, but you don't have an all-out plan laid out. It's like, okay, I didn't come to join you. I asked you to join me. I became your leader. He's like, and Todoroki's like, nah. So, Masoon, I think it's pronounced the person's name. Yeah, it turns out this character is not a guy. It's a woman, a very muscular woman, who's got a friend who looks like a freaking guy. Yeah, I think this character might be a transgender. I have no idea. Takes out his weapon and, oh my gosh, they don't have censoring like they do in Seven Deadly Sins. Yeah, they actually had this guy die on screen by being touched by Overhaul. Apparently he's got similar power to Todoroki. Apparently he can make things, well, not exactly, it's a similar ability. Make things explode. Like, dang, I hate the aftermath, but wow, such a gory detail where they see an on-screen death. And fun fact, this is the first present day death in the history of My Hero Academia. And it's also currently it's one of two present day deaths they have in the series. The other, of course, will happen toward the end of the arc, which I will not get to that now of who that person is. I'll talk about that when the show gets to that particular point. Yep, and then Compressor comes in, tries to attack him, and then Overhaul touches his arm, and his arm gets freaking blown off. Like, what? And we also see these, like, little darts. These darts were not in the manga. This is completely original. And then Overhaul's goonch, and then Todoroki is like, screw this. I'm gonna kill myself with my deadly hand touch. Yeah, his abilities he can decay by simply wrapping all 5 fingers around somebody and basically cover people with decay. And he said, and then Overhaul's like, shield. And then, of course, the other guy blocks, and of course, he dies too. Yeah. And then his rest of his goons show up, all wearing the same mask he does, and he's like, contact, and he goes like, and it looked like they were gonna fight, and then of course he was like, I'll come back when you calm down. Here's my card, and of course his goons leave a big hole in the wall. Like, what? Yeah, and Tamaku wants to go after him for killing Masoon, and well, Todoroki stops her. I don't want to say him. This is definitely a girl. No one, I couldn't tell at all. Because the way the character looks. Yeah, and Compressor's also the one who gives the Yakuza backstory. Yeah, like, oh my gosh, what a way to basically start this arc officially. But not the season per se, but a way to start the arc. A on-screen death. A very gory death, mind you. A character freaking explodes. And another character's arm gets blown off. And apparently his quirk doesn't work on him for some strange reason. Yeah, well, the actual reason is because one of Overhaul's goons has a quirk stopper in a way. That's pretty much what the thing is. And wow. And of course they go off, and then of course the next time this area is seen is in a picture by Bubble Girl. That's of course leads stuff with Deku. Yeah, overall really good episode. Now this episode itself, like if there's any change per se, it's most like lines, like couple lines here and there. Mostly they kept a lot of stuff in here, and they sort of rearranged some scenes, which makes sense. And mostly this episode adapted two full chapters. Now adapting 125, 126, that was definitely going to happen. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's as far as they got with the damn thing. Now, for some reason, they decided not to introduce the Horn Girl. Yeah, I don't really know why. They just don't. Yeah, the Horn Girl, I don't remember her name. She's not seen this episode. She was seen in 2 episodes back, but she's not making an appearance in this episode. Despite the fact 126 is supposed to be her debut, but yet she's not here. Maybe she's going to show up in the 127. I'm not really. She's probably going to show up next episode. Yep. But overall, really good episode. Love it. Alright. Moving on to the 247 chapter of the manga. Speak. What are your goals? And it starts off, we see Burn. Yeah, that's one of Endeavor's psychics. And you see Endeavor says, I'll train you. Before we begin, you two need to tell me more about yourselves. State your current assignments. State your current assignments. I want to control my power so I can move at the max performance. As I recall, you willed strength so great it was self-destructive. Yeah, Deku agrees. But I did find a way to control it enough not to injure myself. But, how do I put this? Hello for coming here. I got a secondary, let's just say, I'm able to manifest power in a different way. Show me. And of course shows off his other ability. Right now I can barely control it. Is this level input even requires some... If I allow the output to fraction even a bit, it overflows and goes berserk. So what does max performance mean to you? What do you want to be able to do with this newfound power? In its new form, this power flexes like, bends like a whip. At the moment, using it is a risk. I want to make it's a weapon. So far, what I've been able to come up with is applying some practices to Air Force in order to better what Air Force is. And he gives sort of a mumbled explanation. And of course, Burnout's like, yeah, you lost me after a long distance attack. I think he's analyzed himself. So to summarize, you want to be able to full tune your power on the fly at any time. Huh? He actually understood it? I guess he's number one for a reason. In terms of raw power alone, he rivals All Might. That's a quite difficult court you had to burn with, so you're one of us, I see. Alright. One of us? Dicker's like, one of us? Alright, you're next. I'm the opposite. I came here to learn what I can't do. Aren't you cheeky? Shut your damn mouth already. What do you think you're standing here for? I'm on standing by. I'm with my set. With my explosion, I can do anything intense. If I only have one, I can still be the strongest. I've learned that just because I'm strong in a fight doesn't mean I'm a strong person. Or no, with everything can change. Yeah, flashback. I came here to find this what I lack, so I can suppress number one. This kid. Very well. Now then, I've got something to say too. I thought you came here to master Flashfire. You beat the way into use my quirk was to me as a kid. And I practiced I put into practice with my right side. Looking back at it, I was stupid, all about thinking how to tick you off. When I started anyway and spending time with these guys, everyone with them with open eyes. Endeavor. What all is said is done. I played right into your hand. Versus flashback to the cultural sports festival arc. Remember this. The hero I admire is the one I saw together with Mom. I only came here my free will. As an aspiring hero, and you're probably kind of worthy of that title. I came here to use you. Sorry, but just a convenience is all. Quick, act like my dad in front of my friends. It's like, okay. He's like, got it. I'll watch over you three as a hero. Rescue ops, aiding evacuation, fighting villains. These are fundamental skills after which we saw their hero. Generally, heroes will choose to specialize either rescue or battle when they establish their agency, but my policy is to excel in all three fundamentals, knowing everything there is to know about your jurisdiction so that you won't overlook the slightest anomaly. Rushing to the scene faster than anyone else, minimize the casualties by warding off civilians with heat. Those are the basics. The basics. Always stay calm and collected and quick on your feet. That should be new norm for now. New norm. Oh, hinges will be here. At school, you put in the work, and here you gain experience. Build as much as you possibly can. The experience you earn here will allow you three to accomplish your goals set for yourselves. Your task for this winter is to subjugate the villain faster than me, if only once. Wow. Not much, let's just say, it's more like this whole chapter is mostly an exposition chapter and just developing Deku and Bakuto and Shudo. Yeah, these three characters get a bunch of development in this chapter, mostly through dialogue per se, because you have these characters stating their goals. Deku wants to control his power, Bakuto wants to basically observe and learn what he lacks from the one hero, and of course Shudo wants to use him for his own goals, for his own ends. Okay. This chapter is fine on its own, and it's a pretty good chapter. It's well written, but mostly it's just lots and lots of. It's by the fact there's lots of dialogue. It's still a worthwhile read chapter. It's not like some chapters of this particular of recently for the series where it felt like almost not much happening. Here it did feel like something was happening. I would say that this whole chapter took place in the span of probably about 5 minutes, 5 maybe 10 minutes of a conversation. Yep. I mean, the chapter itself is roughly about 20 pages. I gotta say, the writer accomplished a lot in this short period of time. Yeah, it's pretty much, let's just say, more setup, just developing stuff. Yeah. But at least, though, we actually have more of a serialized. This arc does feel very serialized, where it felt as though we're taking a little bit of baby steps here. This one I feel like a big step forward. It's like, okay, we just had to get stuff out there, stuff our chest, and then we're going to go out to do some fighting. Okay, fine. But this overall was a really good chapter. I give this chapter roughly a 9 out of 10. A really good chapter. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay? So yeah, I have roughly that's it for this video. Roughly 2 more videos per today. One, of course, will be the newest chapter for One Punch Man, and the newest episode for Case Closed. Aside from that, there's like no other videos coming today. Now tomorrow, I have roughly 2 videos to do. Just 2. Not 3, 2. Yep. First time in quite a while I actually don't have 3 videos to do on Sunday. Yep, because my 3 videos for a long while, for the past year, have been just One Piece, Boruto, and Dragon Ball Super. But Super's gone now, so don't need to worry about that. Nope, no need to worry about this series until the series has come back. But as of right now, the series is basically on hold. It's kind of basically has been rumored for a while the series might come back, but not this year. Nope, and it's almost been like as of the start of next year, it would have been like almost 2 years since the series ended in Japan. I mean, the anime itself ended just last week. Yep. But yeah, so actually about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned for my review of One Punch Man soon and my review for Case Closed. Okay, but see you in the next video. Bye.